Welcome, Main Street stock investors, to Market Talk Monday on the Paul Mampilly YouTube channel, the home of Bull Profit Strong Hands Nation. I'm Amber Lancaster. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Today, as you can see, Paul is joining us to share his latest market insights and answer some general market questions we received over the past week. But before we begin, please remember to subscribe and like this channel, the Paul Mampilly YouTube channel. And of course, know that you can visit us at bullprofitsdaily.com to sign up for our free investment e-letter. So let's just get to it, Paul. Good morning. Good to see you as always.
Good morning, Amber. How are you?
Doing well, fine today. Doing well. Just posted.
How's Alex back there?
Alex
Did
is
Alex notice? Alex, I wore the Doge shirt for you.
You see it?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. Market Talk is beginning to crush it. Thousands of views every single week. It's pretty awesome. And you know what's going on, that I believe our readers are now beginning to see really the power of America 2.0 and the fourth industrial revolution. I mean, Tesla has been a big part of Profits Unlimited, Bold Profits. I have no idea what happened to that video of us. Remember when we had the Model X?
Oh,
yeah. I remember seeing you speed off in it. And that's kind of like what Tesla stock is like now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sort of really on a parabolic run. Nobody imagined that after 2020 and early 2021, all the sort of like wise guy traders were writing to me and telling me how, the stock was going to get crushed and all these things. And the thing is that anybody that's actually involved with Tesla, not just looking at it through charts or something like that, they could see, there's massive things that were going on. They are now sold out till I believe like sometime in this maybe second quarter of next year for the vast majority of their cars. Who knows what their power walls, which is their energy business, which really gets very little attention and thus far is generating very small amounts of revenue. However, that's going to be a big takeoff moment. And actually, just to go back a few steps, you've been reporting on this on Market Talk. I've been looking at these high oil prices, and I've been looking at some of these pictures of empty shelves, and then sort of like I don't know if you'd call it a kind of mini panic about inflation in the markets. I think for people dealing with it in real life, it's a little bit genuinely painful to deal with it. Nonetheless, when I actually look at all these things, these high oil prices, and the fact that we have empty shelves, and the fact that certainly on a day-to-day basis, if you're very locked into buying something, you might be paying a significantly higher price than last year, or you might be waiting some number of years. And in many ways, it really goes to the heart of our America 2.0 and fourth industrial revolution, because what really marks all of these things, oil. This has got to be about the most America 1.0 old world commodity you can imagine. So the big surprise that if anybody's looking at the high oil price is what the oil companies are planning to do about it. Nothing. And the reason for that is that they all know that oil is on its way out, and they are actually making investments into new energy. So that tells you by itself that this price rise is temporary, because what it's doing is actually accelerating investments into America 2.0 and fourth industrial revolution, in this case, to new energy. Taking a look at empty shelves in certain places, when you compare something like, say, a Beyond Meat to a farm, Beyond Meat can scale up in a way that a farm cannot. Number one, for a farm, you would need land, a lot of land. And then you obviously would need to set it up so that it consumes an extraordinary amount of resources. And so as you go and do that, the costs rise. So with the signature element, whether it be to new energy or really to any America 2.0 or fourth industrial revolution company, technology, or services, that they are so new that as they scale up, the per unit cost goes down. per unit cost goes down and keeps going down. And we are so early that this can continue for many years, if not decades. So what is going to happen over time? I believe what you're going to see is you're going to see massive substitution start to happen in the market for goods. I mean, in other words, what people buy, which is that over time, you are going to see the cost of Beyond meat start to be cheap enough where people will start to substitute for regular animal meat and other things. So once again, you can see that the solution to a lot of the issues that we have going is more America 2.0, more fourth industrial revolution. And I actually even saw something else, which is that in many cities, housing is so unaffordable that there is a genuine housing crisis, which is people cannot afford a place to live. So I saw that in Austin, Texas, they are planning to put up an entire neighborhood full of 3D printed houses. And 3D printed houses, right now, they're sort of almost cost competitive. I believe they're a little bit more pricier than something that is made in the old fashioned way. However, if you apply that same logic, which is that we're starting high, but as you scale 3D printing houses up, the cost per unit declines and will keep declining. So you can see that the answers to a lot of the issues that we are currently experiencing, that people talk about, that the media, which is addicted to gloom, doom, pessimism, negativity, bearishness, is completely addicted, is through our companies. And we are all in. We are all in on this bullish, optimistic, positive future, which is that the future runs through our companies and we're all in. And Tesla is just really a taste of what is coming. I tweeted this morning that I haven't gotten these tweets yet, but it's coming. I guarantee you it's coming. And this will also show up in the Profits Unlimited questions, which is like, okay, Paul, fine. Okay, people made money with Tesla, but that was so obvious. What do you got next? And you know what? I put this in the tweet, which is that just like Tesla seems obvious today, so many of our companies will seem so obvious looking out 1, 3, 5, 7 years. And we are going to have some stupendous, astonishing number of winners, because the folks that are talking out there, they are experts in a previous generation of the world. That world is really, it's not quite past, but it's definitely passing. And maybe 3 years ago is passing at the 30% mark. I think we are now at past the 50% mark. I mean, we are now transitioning in a big way in the energy part of human life, which is huge, absolutely massive. Transportation, we've got food, we've got, the creation of new industries like space. I mean, this thing is at the takeoff moment. We're at that moment of the hockey stick adoption, which means big gains, huge gains, massive gains for our stocks, for America 2.0, for fourth industrial revolution. I said on our update, what an amazing time to be alive. I mean, there is just change, innovation, technology, new things going on all around us. I mean, we have rockets that are going up into space and coming back, Amber. I mean, that's just absolutely astonishing. This is beyond science fiction. I mean, people only imagined all of that. And we're now starting to talk about putting up, I believe Jeff Bezos' space company, Blue Origin, was talking about putting up, a hotel, a colony up in space where people will just go to visit. And I'm certain that this is going to become a reality over the next 7 to 10 years. And as you know, we're all in on space and Bull Profit. So things are going our way. There are always going to be moments like what we experienced in 2021. It will never be a straight line. It will never be that easy. And if you want easy gains, Amber, you know what I say. We're the wrong people for you. I mean, this is the wrong channel. Just move on and find something else. However, if you are bullish, if you are optimistic, if you are positive, if you are a believer in America 2.0 and the fourth industrial revolution, well, this is where you should be. And I am very, very, very Have I said very enough?
Oh,
Very bullish, very optimistic, very positive for what I believe is going to unfold, even though I am aware of all the headlines that are
mhm.
filled with gloom, filled with doom, telling you how the world is about to end any moment and how you should clutch onto your cash that is making you, I don't know, 0.1%. What do savings accounts even generate today, Amber?
Point zero 0.05% is the latest I saw for APY, so not too much.
0.05%. Meanwhile, in another part of America 2.0, which is also in massive takeoff mode, which is crypto. I mean, you can now begin to see that the end of the banking system as we know it, yeah, it's at that 40-50% mark. You can see the crypto solutions that are better, that are coming for it. Insurance, forget about it, gone. Mortgages as we know it, also gone. I mean, there are crypto coins that really have the underpinnings of solving these kinds of problems in a much more efficient way, in a much safer way, in a much cheaper way, and of course, in a much faster way. I mean, I just recently had a deal work out with someone where, as a result of a number of miscommunications,
Mhm.
I mean, it turns out that, for whatever reason, the deposit that he made didn't happen on time. So, of course, his check that I had deposited, my bank told me the money wasn't there. And, with crypto, all of this is gone. Bottom line, there is a new world that is unfolding at rapid speed. And America 1.0 is being left behind more and more and more with each passing day, and it's becoming clearer with each passing day. Now we see it with EVs. People are beginning to see it with crypto. When self-driving cars start to go around, people's like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. When you start to see trucks on the road,
Mhm.
once Elon Musk and SpaceX take Starship, this big, I don't know, it's at the 20-story building flying into the sky, coming back, when that starts to go and come back. But by then, you know what, Amber? The biggest gains, just like Tesla, all the people, I was just going back and reading some of the comments to our early Tesla videos.
Okay.
And one person's comment really struck me.
Hmm.
This is from about 2 years ago. He said, Paul, I bought Tesla. I think, this is pre-split, right? For
Right.
$235.
Mhm.
And I sold it, I think he said, for like 255.
Mm.
Um, and then he said, but I never expected it to surge higher. Do you think it'll ever go under 300? And this is the trap that so many people who read too much of the wise guys that claim they can know everything as a result of technical analysis, which is that they're going to go in and out, and they are going to miss out, just like they missed out with Tesla, just like they're missed out with Bitcoin, and they're going to miss out with many, many, many America 2.0 companies. So
Right.
be strong hands, folks. Be strong hands and be BOP. So that's what I got for you for this market talk, Amber.
I appreciate that, Paul, so much for hearing your words of encouragement and focus. But I do have two questions for you that came in
All right.
past week.
All right.
Kurt S., who follows us on Twitter. Hello, Kurt. Thank you for writing in. Kurt wrote last week, yesterday I looked up your blacklist, Paul, of old world stocks. We call them America 1.0 stocks as well. I was thinking of shorting them, but most are already down. Speaking of which, have you thought of offering a shorting newsletter based on put buying? I guess long-term puts would be the key.
Well, the blacklist, as we put it, is something that we talk about really all the time, and these are the stocks that we avoid. I see zero reason to take valuable capital when you can make 10 times your money or 100 times your money. The maximum you can make with a stock by shorting it is just from where it's going to potentially zero over many, many years. This, in my judgment, is a terrible way to actually invest your capital. And truthfully, to spend all of your time wishing on something to go down, that's the opposite of BOP. We want to stay focused on being bullish, on being optimistic and being positive, rather than rooting for something to go down, which I'm not. I'm just focusing on the facts as they come in, and the facts as they come in say that there's a new world unfolding. The other world is going to, as I like to say, the destination is certain, only the time is unknown. So in terms of my capital, all of my money is betting on America 2.0 and fourth industrial revolution. I don't have a single thing that is short in any way that's kind. And in my judgment, that's not a good use of someone's time, effort, money, or resources.
Okay, that's a good answer. Thanks, Paul. Next question is regarding the crypto verse per se. David wrote in and said, I know Paul uses Coinbase for trading crypto. Can we use something he mentions, uphold.com, to buy and sell our flash crypto subscription? Thank you. And say hello to Alex.
Alex, I've successfully put him to sleep even before this ended, Amber. You mentioned this question to me, and so I went and looked it up before Market Talk. Certainly, Uphold. There's another company called Voyager that's out there. There are other companies out there, even prior to this. Kraken is one that's out there. There's one or two others that I have seen. The reason why I would tell you that, in my judgment, Coinbase is superior is because Coinbase's security systems are insane. I mean, while there have been phishing attacks and stuff like that, they have never actually had their entire system broken through. So they offer, high level crypto security, and hacking is a genuine issue with crypto. No different than in the early days of banking. Bank robbers were an issue. This is an issue. And so keeping your crypto assets safe is critical. And Coinbase, while their fees are high relative to others, they offer very high levels of security. They also have a vault where you can set your crypto aside, where it takes 48 hours after you make the request, and it must be confirmed by email. So they've got a lot of protections that are out there. Their user interface is fantastic. And also they offer way more coins than any of the other newer competitors that are out there. They also have variations on their products. They have a wallet, just a standalone wallet that you can use, but it has a swap mechanism that allows you to buy into sort of smaller coins that our incredible colleague Ian Dyer uses in Crypto Flash Trader. They also have Coinbase Pro. If you're trading, and I do want to say, I don't actually trade my crypto. I largely am a buy and hold investor in crypto. I mean, I've swapped for one thing for another, but for the most part, I've bought and I have held. I have been strong hands through insane amounts of volatility in crypto. I can tell you that. So that's what I would tell you. It's like they seem perfectly reasonable options. However, being that security is an issue with crypto, simply going with the cheapest one or a newer one, you may be taking your chances. And I can tell you that from experience that I did have a account with a crypto company called Cryptopia, and it was hacked, and I lost all of my assets. The whole thing was gone to zero. So I would tell you, this is something that most people don't think about. And obviously, I want to make it clear, I get no money from CoinDesk. Bull Profits gets no money from CoinDesk. This is just being offered as my opinion and information. And obviously, this is not investment advice of any kind. Neither is anything that is said on this channel. This is all for information and is opinion. All right, Amber, anything else that we should talk about?
No, that's it for today, for this time around. Thank you so much, Paul, for joining.
Thank you, Amber, for doing an awesome job. Market Talk is crushing it. I'm looking forward to coming back again. Hopefully you'll have me soon.
Oh, most definitely, Paul. You have a great day ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. So a big thank you to Paul for joining us today on Market Talk Monday. And if you're not yet a member of Paul's Profits Unlimited stock newsletter, come join us and get Paul's latest recommendations in all investments with a forward looking America 2.0 focus and fourth industrial revolution take. So Paul's investing mantra is straightforward. In October 2018, he recommended Profits Unlimited members buy shares in Tesla, and members who actually followed his recommendation, well, they're now sitting on open gains, I checked this morning, of up over 1,600%. And as Paul tweeted just this morning, quote, just like Tesla seems, quote, unquote, obvious, an obvious stock for today, our stock and crypto recommendations and America 2.0 fourth industrial revolution outlook will be obvious soon, just like he mentioned a few minutes ago. So we are hashtag BOP, bullish, optimistic, positive. So right now, Paul has about 38 forward-looking companies in his Profits Unlimited portfolio. So if you want to follow Paul's stock recommendations, don't delay. Simply click the strong hands icon right here over my shoulder or the link in the description section of this video. You can also visit us at profitsunlimited.com to sign up for Paul's stock research service. It's about $49 to $100 per year to gain access to Paul's America 2.0 stock picks through Profits Unlimited. And lastly, turning toward the U.S. economic calendar week ahead, there are 6 major economic releases that we can look forward to. On Tuesday, October's ADP employment change will post at 8:15 a.m. On Wednesday, September's factory orders, and as well as September's final print for durable goods orders will post at 10 a.m. And then later that day at 2 p.m., the Fed Open Market Committee's FOMC rate decision will post. And on Thursday, September's trade balance will post at 8:30 a.m. And on Friday, the October's jobs report will post at 8:30 a.m. And know that you can follow Paul and me on Twitter at Mampilly Guru and at A Lancaster Guru for investment ideas with an America 2.0 fourth industrial revolution focus. So that concludes this week's Market Talk. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, take care.